Okay, cool. Hello everybody, and welcome to Anchorage. We're doing something a little bit different today again because Asobo have broken the simulator, and we're in the Cessna 208 Grand Caravan in one of the FlyUK Topaz Sky liveries. Call sign is Golf Bravo Romeo India Tango, even though we are in Anchorage, and we're going to head over towards an airport called Big Mountain, which I think is an air base. Off the top of my head from a quick bit of googling. I'll just double check that again. Hello everybody, nice to see you all tuning in. So we're going to Big Mountain Air Force Station. ICAO code is Papa Alpha Bravo Mike. It's a military airstrip located near Big Mountain in Alaska. So something different. We're going to make use of the new Alaska sort of scenery that's been added in as well. And en route we're going to stop off at a little airport called Trading Bay, which is just over the lake that we're going to fly over. So I can't quite remember how to start this up, but is there a checklist? There is. Fuel selector both on. That is in the roof. Tick. Wait, that's tick. Engine ignition selectors to norm. And now it's not letting me view stuff. It's nice, bright and early today. Engine selectors are here somewhere. Norm. Norm. Battery on. Let's do avionics on. I want standby power. So we can tick that one, tick power lever, and prop RPM, max RPM, which is blue I believe. Stick that onto max. So we've got battery switch on, beacon on. Avionics number 1 switch on, we've already turned that on, and fuel boost. We want no smoking cabin and things.
A very good afternoon to everyone as well. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I've completely forgot. Yeah, we've got Callum in the live stream as well, joining us. One of the guys on the Discord that helps moderate. He joined us for a little trip to New Zealand as well the other day. So welcome to him, joining us live.
Hello.
David, good to see you've done your first 2 flights as well. Hopefully they went okay with FlyUK. Definitely a great VA. Highly recommend them.
Oh yeah, especially once they get a few more aircraft in for the sim, it'll definitely give a lot more breadth and diversity as well for FlyUK and the sim. It's just waiting for aircraft. And I mean, when Aerosoft come out with their CRJ lineup, FlyUK use them, so there's a lot of routes that get opened up with once that's in. So
starter on.
All good stuff.
So be a clear prop shout.
So I also plan to make the 2002 as well, so all good stuff, all good stuff. Right, I've loaded it in, but it's loaded me on the runway.
Just stay disconnected and come. I'm basically in the southwest corner of the airport, I think.
Just change my parking spot.
Yeah, my perso. Yeah, I appreciate the A320 was shown in the thumbnail and the title was different, but yeah, it is basic, I know. I just wanted a simple thumbnail design to at least start the stream off. But I'm open to suggestions if you wanted to consider suggesting something different.
You could have your opening thing is like a slideshow of different screenshots inputted by the community.
Could do. I'd have to build them all though. But make it, actually, to be fair, I could build it into a video and then the video just plays itself with different screenshots and things. So it's something I could work on, but I was conscious that I never had a thumbnail, so I've gone ahead and sort of built one in the interim at least.
Right then, let me just so whereabouts did you say you're southwest? Did you say?
I believe so. I'm basically at the corner between 2 different runways, the 2 runways. So right down by 07 and 16, I'm in that corner next to a load of cars. The scenery's fantastic around here, I tell you. Fantastic scenery, guys.
Ramp 3. It's only given me one ramp to be able to load in at.
I suppose you could just sort of spawn in where you are and then find me by the runway. Or depart on runway 07 just for simplicity. Or 16 actually. I'll depart runway 16, that's on our track.
Fine. Let's see how this goes.
We're connected to VATSIM today, guys. It is sort of I think it's 6 o'clock in the morning, or it's particularly early in the morning for those guys over in Alaska. So I doubt anybody's going to be connecting. But we're on VATSIM anyway, just so that we can see each other when we spawn in together. You don't have to be on VATSIM to do the Fly UK flights. Good question. You can fly them offline. I need to change that VOR to GPS. And we could put wind in there as well. Let's do option 3.
I'm saying it's like a little grass field. It's spawned me. Is that correct?
Papa Alpha Mike Romeo is the airport code. About like it's a double runway airfield.
Double runway. Let's put them on a little grass strip.
Oh, I think you're somewhere different then.
Oh, this I copied and pasted. I wanted to be in properly before, but it's gone and popped me somewhere else.
Taquan, no problem. I'll see you soon. Thank you for tuning in today.
Taquan, thanks for joining.
I'm sure there's a... Oh, there we go, there's the lights. Overhead, left flood, right flood.
I'll get there eventually. Oh, there we are. It is wrong. It's supposed to mean where the place is going.
Oh, right. Not ideal. Those of you who are tuning in, we're on the road to 500 subscribers. When we do reach that, we're going to be planning to, at least on Discord, so join that for all the information. We're going to be doing a group flight from Corfu's Ioannis Kapodistrias Airport to Skiathos. It's about an hour or so, but we'll be doing it on the live multiplayer channel within MSFS, so join us there. Feel free, it'll be good to see everybody joining in there. Interestingly, I can see an aircraft overhead. So somebody is flying over currently, possibly back to the UK. Or flying into Anchorage.
Yeah, everything's for the flights over in the Discord if you're not already over there. It's all in, it's on the chat, so if you need to, both teams there, both three on flexing.tl.
How are you getting on with the spawning, Callum?
I'm just about to log in as we speak.
Perfect. I've just in case you spawn in the same place, I've just moved on to the taxiway. There's no one else on the airfield, so.
I'm 232. Helping the pilot whilst I'm on the job.
So the route today, guys, it's a short 15-minute hop from Anchorage, just south of the a big joint air base, Almendorf Richardson or something, just near Anchorage. We're going to head over the bay to Trading Bay, which is just the other side of the water that we're going to fly over. 15 minutes, and then we're going to be heading the same sort of direction. We're going to land at Trading Bay. For the virtual airline, we have to go to a stand shutdown, and then we can start the engines again, so it records that we've landed and completed that journey. And then we're going to head straight to Big Mountain, which I think is near Iliamna Lake, but that's programmed into the GPS already, so we'll be then heading there, which is another 30-40 minutes, I believe. Oh, good spot, David. Well done. That's a good shout. It's pitch black there though, so I imagine he's done the same as us today and forwarded on to daylight hours. William, thank you. Get revising. Good luck tomorrow for your mocks.
Yes, I'm in the same boat.
Just remembered I can't change the barometer on here, can I? From American numbers. What is... .29 or 27. Oh, lovely. So we've actually got it in inches. That seems very low. Altimeter 29 or 27.
Somewhat of, well, it's working fine for the time being.
Say again?
Right, you should hopefully see me.
29 or 27, and I'll just have a little look for you now. Whereabouts are you?
232.
I know what I'll do. I'll go to drone cam. Are you connected to vPilot? What time of day have you set? I can't see you at all.
It's somewhere.
Can you see me?
I can't see you as such.
So my local time is 10:21 hours.
It doesn't too much on the time of day. Have you spawned nighttime or daytime?
Daytime.
If you taxi over to 07, and we'll go from there.
Oh, there you are. I can see you.
It's in there.
Yeah, so I'm on your 12 o'clock basically. Well, I'm ready to go anyway. When you are. Though I might briefly take the chance to amend this view a little bit. I don't like the up close view in the Cessna. I like it a bit further out.
Is it 2000 for VFR squawks in the US?
I know it's 2000 or 2200, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's 2000. I'll squawk VFR as a VFR mode. And I think it's 1200 for or non. Right, there we are. I've started me thing, so
PFD, and I'm going to quickly, I'll have to do that another time, I think. Let's put the landing lights on. Depart runway 16. What's the wind doing actually? 000 at 0 knots apparently, so 16 is the easiest. It's en route for us, so.
What was it? P-A-R-Q or M?
P-A-R-M, I think. P-A-B-M? Let's have a little look. Yeah, Papa Alpha Bravo Mike for the arrival.
What you said, runway 16?
Yeah.
That's Charlie, and I see you. Yep, right, I'm coming.
Lovely. For those of you who aren't familiar with VATSIM, you can connect to the network, and even, for example, if Callum had X-Plane, we would still be able to see each other. Just the nature of how the network connects everybody together. It's quite good. Highly recommend it.
But yeah, I've got to have a bit of model matching just to help out with of which this lovely person here has some VMR files for you over on flightsim.tml, if I'm not mistaken. I
do, yeah. I'm working on another project at the moment, so hopefully the model matching will be even better soon. So, but that's taking a fair bit of work. You can depart in front of me on the intersection if you like.
No, since I went first last time, you can set up if you like. Just let me get up behind you, and we can get going from there.
David, I'm yeah, no charts for our arrival. I don't think there are any charts for Trading Bay either, if I'm not mistaken. Tiny little airport with the code. 5 Alpha Kilo Oscar, I think. I don't think there's any chance for that either. Well, we Anchorage, aren't we? There we go, good, so yeah.
Right, let me know when you're ready to roll.
Yeah, I'm rolling now. Anchorage traffic, Golf India Tango, departing from 16. Almost pointless at this time of day announcing, but... T's and P's.
Anchorage traffic, Golf Foxtrot Charlie Charlie Whiskey 552 also departing Anchorage runway 16.
Yeah, I'm sure it will stay VFR for us. There we are. So we've got the lake over there in the distance, and we're going to be heading basically straight across it in pretty much in the direction we're flying it now. So I'm going to leave us towards 1,000 foot for a cruise altitude, so it's nice and we get loads of good visuals. I'm tempted to climb a bit higher though. What do you think, Callum? Should we climb a bit higher for better visuals, or as we are?
We can go from there if you want.
1,000 and then consider above.
I'll just lose it. Just trying to read. I've got this. Okay, I'll lead the way.
I'm up, just setting up half bank and course and things. We'll see if nav mode works actually. Your damper will already be on.
Things in, and it's probably just going to go direct. So it depends if you want to do a hand fly or.
I'm sort of going to mix the two, I think. I'd love to know what airport we are flying over now though. It looks fairly international. It's going to be Anchorage International Airport, isn't it? We had the airbase to the north of us, we had that small strip we've just departed from, and then this. All very close together though. That's got to be Anchorage International.
Funding lights coming forward. What heading are you tracking on currently?
223 degrees.
You're basically on my heading.
Yeah, I think you're above me, I think, by the looks of it, ever so slightly. Look at that sunrise. And then over the lake. So we're going to have to... hello R bands, welcome. We're going to have to visually try and find trading bay as we fly over the lake. So we'll have to just manually find that and then land.
I'm going to go with BFR. This is the island over here. Looks quite interesting.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I don't even think Big Mountain appears on the map, to be honest. Apparently there's a little airfield on this little island. Oh, nice, Ian. Yeah, enjoy. FlyUK is fantastic. It's really enjoyable. New Zealand, especially, hours building around there is just absolutely stunning. So I can really highly recommend that. Although they've taken Mount Cook off the schedules now, which is a little frustrating because it was particularly nice.
They change stuff up all the time with different schedules. I mean, when I started to airfield, I was doing a lot of Dundee operations, Edinburgh, Dundee, and then over, coming back to Edinburgh and then going over to Papa West Drain and whatnot. So
yeah, they do mix it up quite a lot. They got the summer winter schedule, like you just said. Mount Cook though was genuinely probably one of the most stunning areas in the sim that I've flown to. So I was a little disappointed to see that they'd taken that off.
I've got you visually identified here.
1000, that's good, and then I'm going to let us steer back on track. So this should all have been amended in the scenery from what I understand. At least in the latest Asobo update, it should have been amended. I'm trying to see if I can work out. Do you know if the VFR map crashes the sim now if you click on it?
I've heard it's been fixed.
Okay, well I'm going to try it now.
That can go as well.
Just thinking it'd be the easiest way to try and find Trading Bay. I know it was around here somewhere. Trading Bay Airport, Alaska.
3000?
Yeah, I'll just have a little look for where Trading Bay is going to be.
It's to like a southwest of the airport. Approximately bearing 230-ish. 230.
So pretty much on our track line then.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, I think I found it on Google Maps. So pretty much it's a straight line from our departure point down to there. Does that? Okay. So we pretty much had, when we departed, we had Goose Bay airstrip from up on the north, which is, if I'm not mistaken, that's where all of the international flights divert to in case of emergency across if they're oceanic.
Pacific? Yeah, is it Pacific? Yeah.
Say again?
If it's over in Alaska, it'll be Pacific stuff that's returning.
Yeah. I'm thinking of a completely different part of the world. It's been a long day.
What side of America?
Yeah, I'm thinking Goose Bay, the other side of Canada, near Labrador, Newfoundland.
That would be Atlantic.
I'm just letting the autopilot sort of track quite a nice little line across the edge of the bay for the lake here.
Yeah, I'm a bit out. I'll turn it a bit.
I'm blitzing along at 157 knots.
I'm blitzing at 160. I've got quite a bit more power to give now. A bit miles. I'm not over talking about.
So I managed to test one extra thing today with the A32NX, but it's just so unusable as an airliner now. Even the default model that it was a very basic test, and I gave up and moved back onto general aviation.
That's annoying. They've deleted the arrow keys to be able to manoeuvre in your aircraft.
Yeah, you have to remap those in back in the settings for your controls on your keyboard. So you have to remap the left, right, up and down again, which I've managed to do, but took me about a day to get round to doing that.
Would you leave the airbelt, the seatbelt sign on, or would you
What, for this?
take it off?
For this trip? I suppose if you're flying by yourself, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Oh, do we have passengers on board, or?
You might have. I'm just taking myself up for a little trip. So apparently they've modelled lots of new changes and things for Alaska, but then I've not really flown around this part of the world before anyway, so I'm not sure if it's any different to pre-patch. But I mean, it's given us a reason to fly on this part of the world, so I suppose that is nice in itself. E&A. It looks like Trading Bay is going to be right at the edge of, right at the base of some of these mountains on the western side of the lake.
Yeah, it is. It's depends. I've dropped it on my little centre MFD. Not got a line of best bit. I'm just tracking like the coast.
Yeah.
And then it's like a little nick in it, and then it's like you turn onto like a north-westerly kind of angle. You'll see it's kind of like it kind of like comes in at 2 points on the display. And it's on to the right of that thing there. Let me catch up with chat again.
Next Sunday, guys, if any of you are around, if we get to 500 subscribers by then, and hopefully we do, we'll be doing that group flight, so make sure you join us there. Give us a thumbs up in the Discord to let us know you'll be joining us. It'll be around Sunday at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. At least that's the current plan, subject to change. But the Discord will give you information as to what the final decision is going to be for the plans. And keep an eye out as well, especially those of you based around Europe. It'll be more relevant to you guys, but I'll be hosting another giveaway over the next few weeks as well. Once we hit 500 anyway. So I'm just doing a little climb up to 2,000 at the moment, just to sort of see what we've got.
Yeah, I'm currently posted at 2,000. Notice how dirty my screen is.
So those of you who have considered a virtual airline before and then thought either you're not sure what to expect or it's not really something you would necessarily do, if you fly just general aviation aircraft, so anything from this Cessna Caravan and smaller I suppose, they still cater to that as well. So we're flying one of their official tours at the moment on their website, where you can just join their flying club and fly around in VFR conditions.
They also do a Wednesday night special on their TeamSpeak, where they do a lot of VFR flying all around the world. Now FS2020 has come, it's opened up a lot of more routes, so they do a lot on a Wednesday night. If that interests anybody, I attend here, there and everywhere.
How does their TeamSpeak work? I've never bothered going on there.
It's on their website, and it gives you a link, and you open it up.
So it's similar to how Discord voice works, is it? Or
Discord, yeah.
Okay. I've never bothered with anything like that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a far. You know, you either have to pay for hosting, or you have to host it on your PC yourself. I mean, obviously they're hosting it, so
yeah.
If you're doing a teaching service yourself, you've got to pay for hosting it or host it yourself.
How does a virtual airline generate money? They must generate something, because they need to pay for the website and everything else, don't they?
I think it's just donations that they rely on. I think
Yeah.
I've chucked £5 in the past.
I know FlyUK have been around for years, well over 15 years. So I joined them maybe like
I think, if I'm
five,
not
maybe
mistaken,
12 years ago. I think I joined them.
I think yeah, it's 2004 if I'm not mistaken, so I'm going
Yeah.
here.
And they're still going now, so they've done pretty well.
Oh, strongly. Yeah, they're probably one of the better now BAs out there.
Yeah, I think potentially they're one of the biggest in the world. I think I can imagine.
Oh right, they've built a very strong brand. I suppose it's all the diversity in that and the flexibility that, you know, with all the stuff they offer, just, you know,
Yeah.
just say, I'm going to do it like British Airways or this, that you're kind of limited to their schedule. But if you're building it out on a, yeah, you know, you can tell that they're basing off a lot bits of BA flying, but they do a lot of other stuff as well. It's that they can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to join the British Airways virtual a little while ago, and I just got absolutely nowhere with it. I got into the VA, but I've been unable to complete any trips so far, and they give a 14-day cut-off for their BA virtual. So if you don't file a flight within 14 days, your account's closed. So that's going to happen to me because I just can't complete a flight.
Yeah.
Whereas FlyUK are a little bit more relaxed. There's a lot more variety as well. They're still fixed, so you still have to hours build, but then you're flying around in the Grand Caravan around beautiful New Zealand, so that in itself was actually quite an enjoyable part of building your hours for them. I really enjoyed it anyway. Maps. What was it? It was Trading Bay Airport, wasn't it? In Alaska, Ontario. Is it the bit near Kustertan? If you looked at Google Maps, for example, is it there where it sort of juts out, the land juts out?
Yeah.
I'm just looking on Google Maps because even that's not really bringing any results up.
And then that kind of reminds me where the trading bay to Big Mountain is. I see. It's in a big lake. I've got it on there.
Big Mountain?
Yeah, I see it on there.
Oh, I can see Trading Bay as well, actually. It's just a dirt strip by the looks of it. So where that juts out on the western side of the lake, which is just sort of on our 1 o'clock, where that juts out, on the very western tip, on the side that we're going to reach first, that's where the airport is. And then we depart, and we pretty much have to fly over a bit of a glacier, by the looks of it, to get towards Big Mountain. Let's see. Yes, we've got to sort of climb over the glacier that's dead ahead. We've got to fly over that. I'm looking for Big Mountain Airport or the airstrip. I can't find it anywhere. I mean, it's in the GPS anyway, so I'm not too worried. Oh, there it is. Near Pedro Bay.
The sim just put a straight direct to on my thing, but so for the next one I'll definitely VFR.
Yeah. Ian, definitely FlyUK from the very early beginnings of Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's stunning for a view. They were actually bothering to incorporate Microsoft Flight Simulator from the very early days, and they've been quite responsive as well. So initially it was quite limited. Basically the only way you could fly and build hours was in the Caravan with New Zealand. They didn't even have any Neos during launch, but very quickly they've adapted and they've opened it up to Microsoft Flight Simulator users as well. So they've been very, very good, and as you've just said now, David, their Skytrack software is exceptional. BA Virtual's Merlin, I just can't get it to work. It constantly says not connected, whereas FlyUK's SkyTracker's worked straight away, straight out of the box. This Alaska has got potential to be on par with New Zealand for visually stunning trips. I'm pretty sure this said it was a 15-minute journey to Trading Bay.
It looks like it's going to be as long as the next leg as well. It's about the same leg.
Do you think?
I think it's a bit of a lie going on the website. Showing some porkies.
Let's see, what's the range on the map? So, in fact, to be fair, we are pretty much there. So I'm going to turn right now. That jut there is going to be Trading Bay.
I might just do a flyover just to see how the airport's situated.
So along the northern coastline, for that bit that juts out, the very western corner where it connects towards the land, that's where the airport is, and it's got a, it looks like a northwest to southeast facing runway.
I see, okay. Are you landing on the northeast or the southwest?
I'll probably land on, I think it's going to be around runway 12, 13, 14 or something like that. I'll just land straight in like that.
Okay.
I'm going to make it up as I go in, basically. Figure it out. Could be good if the VFR map actually produced something though for this. It doesn't seem to want to exist. So the airport is here somewhere. Oh, there it goes. Lovely. So it's just, all it is a blob with a little marker for a building. It doesn't even show the runway on the VFR map. And then, so we're not too far into the journey. We're about a quarter of the way in already, to be fair.
Right. Let's hand flight a bit, eh?
Doesn't even appear on my Garmin G1000 map actually. Should be coming into view very soon. Guys, we're on the road to 500 subs, so if you haven't already done so, click that subscribe button. And follow the Nightbot link as well to join us on Discord. It pops one up every now and again, unless it's broken.
I see the airport. I've got visual. Airport's probably stretching there. Using the word loosely.
Where are you then? How have you climbed right up? Have you?
No, I'm at 1,800.
Can you still see me?
I can do a visual sweep. We're probably about on top of each other. I think you're onto your right.
I'm still looking at. In fact, I can see the runway now. Actually, it's that sort of like strip dead ahead, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, dead ahead for me anyway.
Oh yeah, I see how it's positioned. I'm coming in for a nice approach. Is it even worth announcing on?
Oh, I see you. You're perfectly positioned for a straight in. Whereas I'm entering left base really, as I join the pattern. So I'll let you land first. We'll just have to taxi off quickly and just shut down so we can end SkyTrack, get the pilot report, and then start up and we'll start recording, start up and crack on down to Big Mountain.
Let's bring that power back a bit.
So those of you tuning in now, this is our first stop on a small little, well, at least the start of an Alaskan tour with FlyUK, and it's Trading Bay, tiny little dirt strip just south of Anchorage, and it's a visual landing on potentially a dirt strip, so it's going to be quite interesting. Can you see the runway? I'm pretty much over the airport now. Just
Trading Bay traffic, Golf Foxtrot Charlie Charlie Whiskey, we're about 2 miles north for a straight-in approach. Hold on, we'll check a bit. I'm doing that. There we are. Back on.
God, you know what? I've dropped down to 1,000 foot just to sort of see what it'd be like at a rough circuit altitude, and the trees are sort of covering the airfield quite a lot, so my visual for the runway is gone. So I'm relying on you. I can see you directly ahead on my 12 o'clock.
The trim's a bit funny. Just get the trim sorted.
My view point has gone a little bit funny. There we go. That's a bit better.
Yeah, mine have done a bit.
Trading Bay traffic, Golf India Tango, inbound number 2, finals for the eastern runway. Let's see, there it is. I'm doing more of a military style finals, which is more of an ovular circuit than a square.
Which I think is a lot better. Very good and nice.
Oh, it is, yeah, that's perfectly north-south. This looks like it's a hilly runway as well.
Yeah, this is where I spawned in.
Oh, look at that for a view, guys. That's absolutely stunning. And we're going all full-on rural with this. Make sure we keep our height over the trees so we don't knock the landing gear as we come in. And we're flying in sideways because we've got that slight gap there in the trees that we can fly in through. So this is cool as hell. And it's an uphill runway. It's down there. God, it's like a, I don't know what it is, it's like a little maze, isn't it? My Skytrack's just changed to post-flight taxi, so we'll find somewhere to shut down. In fact, to be fair, where you just stopped looks like that's the only place. Well, that went wrong for me. I carried way too much speed into that. So I'm going to cut the power, fuel off, start a motor, it should be off. Let's do RPM to 0.
There we go. Well, I'll let that do it, and I'm also going to have the camera, so I get a bit of camera.
There we go, post-flight on blocks, that's what I wanted. So we can stop recording. We need to...
It detects it as a
Oh, perfect.
thing.
And so that's that first one sent.
Yeah.
And then we can set up for the continuation of the trip. Start a motor, fuel boost on. Clear prop.
Starting by, I'm just sorting out my... Oh my god, there's a lot of camera. How do I... left... Tail drone, cockpit, look, back, shift back. Is that it?
God, that is really rural. Taking a screenshot. That's going to be the screenshot for the video. So we could have taxied into... oh, so there's a little taxi route that takes us into a trading bay. God, that is so rural, it's insane. You know what, I would love to live somewhere like this.
Can you help me with my camera just getting...
What was it you're trying to do?
Just get that left and right.
Oh, for your keyboard?
Yeah.
So, I suppose this helps everyone else as well if I show it on the stream. If you go to Escape, and you go to Controls, you want to make sure you're on the keyboard option, and if I have a look at what I've assigned so I can find the quickest ones. Keybind, where was it? Search for input, up. So you want to go onto the cockpit camera settings, and you want to find increase cockpit view height, and there should be a up or down, but they'll be blank for you because the patch has reset it. So you want to change that to up, and so you want to keybind for increase cockpit view height up, decrease cockpit view height down, and then there's let's see. Does that make sense?
I'm just having a look.
And then there's options for translate cockpit view right and translate cockpit view left, and you want to keybind those to the left and right arrows as well.
Hang on. There we are. Increase cockpit view height is up.
That's it.
Start scanning up, validate. We've got increase, there we are, so that decreases down. Is that correct?
I'm going to take a slow taxi down to the end of the runway. Just have a little look at the views as I go. It's quite a long strip actually, this one, isn't it? So I probably don't need the long length for a takeoff run.
It's left and right again.
It's translate cockpit view left and translate cockpit view right for the left-right keybinds.
I called it something simple.
Oh no, yeah. I don't know why in the patch it got returned to 0 values anyway. So another frustrating thing, they just have broken and changed for no reason.
Translate cockpit view forward and backward, is that? Or left and
No.
right? Cockpit view left and cockpit view right.
That's it.
View left. Try and say. Go back. Definitely not.
From this drone cam, it doesn't look like it's a particularly long runway now.
Ordered. Right, if we do that and we do stop for another flying club.
I'm almost at the bottom of the runway, but I've turned to face ready for departure, so you can sort of catch up, and then we'll roll from there.
Okay, fair. Good rise, good start, good start. Right, if we have Google Maps, we will test Google Maps. Anchorage. There we are. I see where it is. Right, I'll talk to you.
I might revisit this little trading bay another time in the future, because it's if I'd have realised there was sort of like a little hidden bit of the airport hidden away, I'd have gone for that. I'd have sort of taxied around there and explored a bit more. It's quite cool. And there's a second taxiway that sort of just goes off down to nothing, or down to the water.
Which one way did you?
Oh, you're north, aren't you? Well, I'm going to taxi. I'm going to take off now, straight over your head then. And I'm on your. Well, if you're facing south, if you're facing north, sorry, I'm on your left-hand side of the strip.
Oh, I didn't. I should have.
You should see me blasting towards you now.
Okay, I'll make sure I. I don't know why I did that. Hey, hello. Shall I take off this way?
Yeah, I'll just sort of hang around, fly about until you catch up. If you take off and turn right, the warning on the PFD is I deactivated autopilot a short while ago, so it's thrown a little warning up for us, but I can't clear it for some reason unless I press that. There's no sort of thing hidden in alerts for us to deactivate or anything, so it will go off again when we reactivate the autopilot, or we should do.
Let's get that inertial separator back out. Don't need it anymore.
Well, there's you. I can see you're up. There's trading bay, guys.
Very rurally but beautifully. I'll turn back to my left. Head over there.
So let's go autopilot on. There you go, that warning's dropped off now, which is good. And I want to try and control that vertical speed a bit. And I'm actually going to set a heading. I'm going to set a heading of 285. So I'm not going to rejoin that magenta line. I'm just going to set a manual heading. And basically it follows. We're going to follow the bay by the looks of it. But have we got a? In fact, David, you might be able to help on the chat, or someone on the chat. If you might be able to find a the height for the airfield at Big Mountain. Because that might come in handy for us to work out if we need to fly over the glaciers or not. I didn't think to look at the elevation for Big Mountain, but I can see Big Mountains ahead, so I'm wondering if we have to fly up to them.
Oh, just to respond to Ian85, yes, it's very good, is Navigraph. I mean, I personally use it. You can have it on your phone, your iPad, and as long as you've got SimLink on your thing, it will put it over to your iPad or iPhone or Samsung, you've got Android device. So it's very good. I mean, I sometimes use it on my phone. I've got a little holder for it, and I can put all my charts and whatnot. So, no, Navigraph is, if you definitely want to have a bit more immersion and make it a bit easier searching for charts, then it's definitely worth the money. If you're doing lighter stuff, then Chartbox and a few other bits and bobs is easier, but it doesn't have that capability of live tracking. That's hopefully answered Ian's question about Navigraph.
663 feet. Nice one. Thank you, David. So, I'll stick to 3,000 then as our cruise altitude. I'll relieve the engine a little bit from max chat. I've had it flashing at me since departure.
See, when I disconnect autopilot, it does something with my trim, and I'm not quite sure.
That's odd. Can't say that was an issue for me.
Like, disconnect autopilot, I have to retrim it. Like, it does funny stuff.
What controls do you use?
Just two buttons on the back of my throttle.
I wonder if there's I wonder if maybe the latest patch has changed one of the keybinds, so it now means something else as well.
Lord above knows what Asobo does.
Yeah. Well, they finally acknowledged now that the autopilot in the airliners is very broken. They finally acknowledged that on Twitter, but I think it's taken someone particularly famous to actually call them out on it in order for them to address it, which is a little bit annoying. But all they've said is, "Oh, it's the holidays. Bear with us. It's hard to communicate during this time." So Asobo basically blamed Microsoft and said that they can't contact them currently, which is nonsense. They can still, I'm sure, just go ahead and fix whatever they've broke.
Like you said, I think that The Sims is such a good enough place as a whole visually that, that scenery updates don't need to happen. You've got your third-party stuff to do that. You need to get your SDK and other stuff fixed up to scratch.
Yeah, I was on the forums the other day, and the amount of people screaming, developers and things that were screaming for a properly working SDK with a lot of detail in it, was ridiculous. There was just loads of them all asking for the same thing, but getting nothing back from Asobo. And I get the Sims still in progress and things, but the scenery is fantastic as it is, like you're just saying. So I would rather them fix the issues that they've got with the aircraft, and then afterwards get an update for the scenery. I'm gonna have to calm that Nightbot down because I just saw on the chat it's spamming away like crazy. The Nightbot thing, guys, is a new thing I'm doing to try and just make life a little bit easier. So instead of people having to read the description for the Discord link, it pops up there, but it seems to be spamming the same thing every couple of minutes. Let's see.
Going back to Ian, I basically for 9 times out of my 10 for flights I use Navigraph. Basically, if I'm not doing VFR, I use Navigraph, and even then Navigraph has all the taxi and airport charts, so even then I boot it up. It's only if I basically know the airport that I need VFR or circuits, but I don't boot it up. But 9 times, I mean, I've currently got it open now. So yeah, if you're happy for the £10 or like €9 a month, then it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. I still haven't purchased it, just because it's a question of finances and purchasing it in the first place. I use ChartFox for a lot of it, but then we know that's a little bit out of date with some of the things that it displays, so it's not particularly perfect for VATSIM, but it is free.
And also for SimBrief and other stuff, the only way to get them to have new AirRack updates is by Navigraph. So again, it's good for VATSIM because you're not trying to make waypoints that don't exist anymore.
This direct route, by the way, it makes it look like we're going to have to climb up quite a bit to get over some of these mountains to get to Big Mountain. So I'm starting to climb to 6,000.
I'm following the coast and then I'm going to cut in, unless you want to go over the mountain.
Well, I was just going to head over the mountains to sort of see how the glaciers are built in, but I suppose we could skirt around it as well. There is a clear bit of terrain for us to fly around and in. Yeah, David, true. It makes a good point. Is it £90 or £80 every year as a continuing commitment?
Yeah, I think it does work out cheaper by the year. £9 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know everyone's financial situations are different, so.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't in like coronavirus days where everybody's counting the pennies and people losing their jobs left, right, and centre, and it'd be easier to just throw that money away at it. But I definitely do want to get it in the sense that it will help VATSIM and things significantly. 190 degrees for my heading now, I think. I think, yeah, I'm not going to climb around the mountains, I'm just going to skirt around the edge. I thought they said they vastly improved the way the mountains and snow and things were displayed.
See, I mean, I'm saying on your screen that the scene looks a bit more resolution.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of things set up. I've got it turned up quite high. From a distance it looks fantastic, but then even down below, actually there, it all looks a little bit odd. I mean, that's pretty bad for a snowy mountainous terrain. I suppose this part of the world, they would just expect that you fly over it at altitude in an airliner, so you look down on it, it will look incredible, but when you're actually skirting around on a tour, it doesn't look as good. Evening commentator, welcome. Nice to see you tuning in again.
But even then, it's anything better than X-Plane or P3D has, because, you know, at least it looks somewhat like what they're trying to make the sim, so I just don't complain in that sense.
Yeah, I've seen screenshots of X-Plane, some of the latest bits from there, and the graphics look atrocious compared to Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I mean, I use P3D, but you have to spend, God no, I mean, I don't know how much you spent on P3D, and even then you can only get to look, you know, only so good.
Yeah.
You know, from all the Orbex, you know, True Earth and other stuff like that, it's very limited stuff that does have True Earth, or better than Autogen.
Up until Microsoft Flight Simulator came along, I didn't even know about P3D, I'd never heard of it.
Oh.
Well, the last time I flew on a sim was Flight Simulator X, but in the early days when it got launched.
Yeah, I'll kind of stay in between the coast and these mountains to the right. About where you are, to be honest.
So apparently the temperature currently is minus 10.8 degrees.
I've not got live weather on. Well, I probably should do.
Yeah, I've got Unreal Weather switched on for this.
I didn't boot up Rex.
But it's interesting, I would have thought that there would have been more ice caps for this.
Oh, don't put it in, it's very cloudy. Oh god, not doing that. Not doing that, not doing that.
Was that with Rex?
That's just with in-game weather.
Oh, the live weather?
Yeah. Don't put on their live weather, or whatever you say.
$2927 for the altimeter now, apparently. Let's have a little look. 290. Oh, that's what we've already got set anyway. I mean, it's nice doing a sort of a break. How'd you book one of the tour flights and Fly UK and get it into Skytrack? Very good question. You go to FlyUK's website, so FlyUK.aero, and you basically fly whatever route you're going to take the trip on. And within Skytrack, I can't show you guys that because I've not set Skytrack up within the stream. But if you look at Skytrack, there's some boxes that say username, password, fetch bookings, and start recording. And the start recording box has got a little drop down arrow. For this sort of flight, you click the drop down arrow and you select start flying club flight. And what that does, it then just records your current position and location at the airport, and it records where you're going to head to. And it's the same principles as if you were flying the airliner routes for the airline. You still have to land at the airfield and shut down for it to then record the end of the journey.
Start recording that.
Yeah, I suppose Bing Maps coverage is pretty poor. It certainly is across Europe compared to Google, so I suppose this is just predominantly maybe Black Shark AI that's just painting some stuff in, and very poor resolution photogrammetry.
What, there's over like 2 or 3 trillion trees or something?
Yeah. Commentator, yeah, you're right. I don't use Navigraph, not currently anyway. As the days go by, I find myself more and more likely to actually go ahead and purchase it. To be honest, but it's just the extra little bit of money within the budget that I can't quite stretch to currently. But it's getting to the point where I probably will have to use it. Routinely before that, I was able to use SimBrief, sorry, and generate a flight plan there with an out-of-date AirAC, but was still a correct route, so it was still okay in that sense for planning. But now, if I generate a route on SimBrief, the AirACs are completely out of date, so I can't file a correct flight plan with them. So I have to then go through 3 more steps to try and generate a valid flight plan for VATSIM. So I then have to punch it in through Eurocontrol to check the validity, and if it's not valid for current AirACs, I then have to go to SkyVector and try and work out a new route myself manually. So it takes twice as long.
If you're doing FlyUK stuff, I'm pretty sure they give you a route for the current AirAC.
I think they do, yeah. I think they do within the flight planning page, isn't it?
Yeah, if you do find yourself stuck, I think they do give you that all up to date new AirAC.
Navigraph, is that a is it a program that you run on your computer separately, like independently of the sim? Is it?
So the charts itself is just an application,
right?
And then the SimLink is just another application that you run. It's Sim Connect, but that's what shoves it to their servers, which allows you to access it on your phone.
Okay.
It isn't anything to do with the computer. It just gives out basically your GPS coordinates, and it spits it into the charts.
Yeah. I've not really looked into it that much. I've looked at the website quite a lot, but they don't really go into detail as to how they run it. Commentator. Yeah, maps wise, I tend to just use ChartFox, which is why I think I've been hesitant to purchase Navigraph. But then those charts are becoming quite out of date as well, so they do cause a few issues now and again. Big airports like Gatwick and things I've not had any problems with yet. I suppose if I start to get issues, it might force me to then purchase Navigraph anyway.
And there's also a good thing, if you have mates that you fly with, you can buy just one account and then share the account between your mates. They do allow sharing of your account between a few mates.
That's quite good, I didn't know that.
So yeah. And you can also import your latestly made SimBrief flight into Navigraph charts, and you'll give it your route and all your input for your 6 and stars, which you can quickly visualise the charts for, the planes for. So.
Right. Yeah, see, I don't really know enough about Navigraphs. It's good to speak to people that actually understand it and have used it. Dylan, is that true? You know, I'm going to have a little look at that now, I think, as well. I was speaking to him yesterday about it, actually. A couple of people were speaking to him about it, and I ended up chatting to him about all the stuff that's gone on. Yeah, you're right. They've completely closed their server down. You see, the thing that annoys me with them is they've already gone ahead and taken money off people for nonsense products, and now it's
like PayPal or bank transfer, not in your normal way that you just put your card details in. It's like
and some people fell for it annoyingly, which is a shame. But they've been caught out now and called out, and they've they've obviously I suppose I'd like to think they've learnt a lesson. But they give it a couple of weeks and there'll probably be a new server pop up with a completely different name again.
Yeah, it just goes to show if you start cheating people, you don't last long.
No. And they should be called out because their behaviour isn't acceptable. I feel sorry for people that paid up front for that ridiculous supersonic Cessna that they were on about, and then quickly closed down. I feel sorry for them because I'd imagine they've not had their money back. It's only 99p, but it's still not really on. and that silly preset file. If you want to preset the weather, you can just do that manually in your weather tab anyway by just clicking all the sliders across. You create the blizzard if you want to create a blizzard. Just turn snow depth onto max.
Mods like that on flightsim.tl, which you can download and adds a couple more presets.
Yeah, for free, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, for free.
Yeah.
You know.
It was just an endless load of drivel from that server. The only reason why I stayed in it was to sort of see what they were creating and what they were doing, because it's good to keep track of all the bad stuff that's going on in the community as well.
I've married up Google Maps and what my middle display is showing, so I roughly know where we're going.
Commentator, I think the FMS data for Navigraph is about around about €30 or 30 British pounds. I can't quite remember which. I was tempted to purchase that, but then I wanted that SimBrief integration as well, so I could just very easily plan a route with the latest AirRack and then use Navigraph. I think, am I right in saying you can plan the route within Navigraph as well?
There is a small thing, but yeah, you just go normally on SimBrief, make a thing, and then once you're on the charts, you just put in your username. A bit like this CRJ working clever model, you can take the thing in it or import stuff from an API, and yeah, it puts it all in your airport, your stars, your cities, your waypoints.
That's
very good.
Yeah, that is good. I suppose you're paying not only for the convenience, but the fact that it's constantly updated with the very latest AirRacks and things.
Otherwise, you just pay basically your one kind of fee, but it's because they're constantly updating it. You know. So yeah, you never get told off by all this. When you're heading to that waypoint doesn't exist anymore, kind of thing.
Yeah. In fact, one question actually for those of you who fly with the FMS data, but I suppose it applies to anybody with Navigraph. If anybody's flown into Manchester lately, have you noticed if the Dane 2 Alpha arrival, this is a really specific question, if the Dane 2 Alpha arrival actually displays, because in the current FMS data for the vanilla sim, it doesn't display at all, it doesn't exist. It's listed, but then the actual star doesn't show up. And I'm trying to work out if it's an issue with the sim or if it's a wider problem. But I'd like to think it's in the Navigraph data, right?
Yes. So with Navigraph, you can actually import, instead of using the NavBlue, which default comes with the sim, you can import your Navigraph, which obviously all marries up with full Navigraph. So I mean, I noticed before I got Navigraph and imported the stuff for this, there was an approach missing. I think it's Rome or something. So there's a lot of things missed. Airports not on and whatnot, and Navigraph has put in a lot of missing approaches. Especially for the Atlantic, there's a lot more waypoints of the Atlantic now. So overall, you get a lot of functionality. You think, oh, it's in the charts or this stuff, but actually it's a lot bundled with it if you want to.
Yeah. If I can get that, if that's for about £25, if I can get the FMS data and that goes into SimBrief and updates SimBrief,
it'll basically.
Then that's all I need. I would pay £25 for that, most definitely.
Obviously, it gives you all functionality bar charts and then being able to import SimBrief into your charts.
But then I've got a lot of chart data anyway. Well, I've not had any issues with ChartFox yet, so I'd be inclined to continue just using that. I suppose I could always upgrade in future. And with the Discord server as well, we've got the ChartBot, which is the latest Jefferson charts anyway. All that does is requires a bit of work having to trawl through all the pages, but I don't mind that. We're not too far off now, I don't think.
I think I'm further ahead. So you see where you are, like 12 o'clock. There's like a little ravine in between left and the right.
Yeah.
I've kind of gone in there.
How have you jumped ahead?
I don't know. Yeah.
That's madness. I'm doing 162 knots as well.
Unless I'm wrong.
I've not,
Because they
Dylan. I've
showing
not used Little Nav Map. I keep meaning to sort of review a few of those add-ons and have a little look at them, but I've just been so busy I've not got round to it. But I'd be interested to know if how good Little Nav Map actually is. I believe it's freeware as well, isn't it?
It is. There's also a very good alternative, Plan G, which is just as much functionality, but definitely for VFR stuff. Little Nav Map's a little bit more complicated, but it also allows a little bit of the IFR planning in it and whatnot, whereas Plan G is quite nice and simple and gives you everything that you'd need. You know, it puts all your visual reference points, you know, published visual reference points.
Right.
So, Plan G is also another good alternative to Little Nav Map. So I reckon.
Yeah, I need to look at all of these other little bits. I tend to just stick with SimBrief, and that's kind of it. SimBrief, ChartFox, and I'll just sort of make the rest up with SkyVector and get the valid airways from there. Yeah, Ian, you're right. It's probably one of the most frustrating things about trying to plan a flight within the MCDU, or within any aircraft using a star, is that VIA tab. You can't just click. Even if you put no VIAs, it still forces a VIA on you, which is the most frustrating thing. Especially when you're on VATSIM, because it just messes everything else up. You then have to fly manually as per the charts. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that's had issues with that.
I've had issues, and also, I mean, you did a thing on holding, but in a normal aircraft you just press the waypoint on your line select key and you'll be able to a hold and it will fly it for you. So
Yeah.
there's definitely functionality which I think fly-by-wire team should hopefully put in as soon as possible. Now they've kind of got the plane up to such a good scratch prior to the sim breaking, that they should input stuff like that, holding and whatnot. Hopefully like the SDK supports it. I should see why it shouldn't.
I hope so. I'd like to think in the next few years the SDK is going to be world leading, and the third-party developers are going to literally be able to just create absolutely anything and everything with it.
Oh yeah. Good evening, Ludos. Welcome.
Just catching up on a few bits on Discord on one of the projects that I'm helping with. For those of you not sure, I do all the model matching bits. Quite a few other people do it as well, create the files for it. But I've been working on for the last month creating a proper model matching file that will work with FSLTL. I can't really talk much about what they're doing and what the project is, but it is going to be effectively just a holy grail of model matching for the sim offline and on VATSIM now as well, because I've written a full VMR file for them for that. But even offline, with the project, you're going to be able to see basically other aircraft in proper liveries and things like that. So it's a really good project. And the link, I think I've put it in my Discord server somewhere. If not, I'll do it after at some point. But it's a fantastic server, or fantastic project rather. How far are you to the airport now? Are you approaching that lake?
Yeah. We're about, I think ever so slightly ahead actually. I miscalculated one's position.
Right.
Yeah, ever so slightly ahead, but not by much.
Oh, good grief!
Probably like
There's been
3 minutes.
there's been absolute drama in the A32NX chat on Discord.
I bet there has been.
Hundreds of messages of drama. There's so much that I'm just lost within the chat. I mean, basically, if those of you who aren't aware, the A32NX fly-by-wire team warned people about the behaviour of these other groups ages and ages and ages ago, So there's sort of everybody's pretending like they're shocked that there's been bad behaviour, but people have known about it for a while. But you know, some things suit things at different times for people. So, oh good grief, there is lots. I'm going to enjoy reading this tonight with a gin and tonic, I think. Well over 100 messages, 200 messages, well more than that actually. I'm getting some insane turbulence over this mountain ridge.
Yeah, I thought that's been it's like there's some good stuff. They have added a lot into the sim.
I know what I need to do. Change my heading again. I don't know where you are, but I'm just coming off from the lake, out of one of those little lagoon areas, and I'm heading over to the larger lake where Big Mountain is.
Just the south, about here. I see where it is. I've kind of got to skip these mountains and come all around. I'm going to climb to about 5,000 to come back there. We'll try 4,000. Do like silly thing. So I'm going to foot for many times.
I've just clicked back onto our live chat trying to catch up, and I've lost track of all of that as well. Good grief. Let me just see what we're doing with the flight so I don't crash into anything. Everything's getting so busy. Ludos, hello. So I'm really sorry. I didn't say hello to and looks like you might have had to go already. So thank you for tuning in anyway. Hopefully I'll catch you at another live stream in the near future. Yeah, Ian, it's the most frustrating thing. It's the one that basically whenever it does that for me in the sim, I look at the charts and I review from the charts what I might need to then go and do, and I just sort of work it out from there manually. But it ends up being sort of almost guesswork, which is not what you want on VATSIM. (17:24). Check the crew room chat. Wow. Yeah, I'm just reading that now actually on the crew room. Oh, wow, that is rude. That's probably the most outrageous thing I've ever seen on Discord so far. Basically, he got found out for ripping everything left, right, and centre, so he's just hit the self-destruct button on everything else because he got called out for doing bad stuff. But if he can't even deal with it professionally, then it shows the sort of person that he is. So he's not. It's no big loss to the wider community for the sim.
Quite literally in the pub there, so he just.
The thing is, he's moaning about 200 people leaving the server, but the livery megapack team have acted to prevent any problems for their side of it all. So they've done the right thing in cutting the partnerships because of all the problems that people were finding out left, right, and centre with this PDG and all they were doing. There was racketeering at its finest, like a little con artist group, really.
Yeah, they should have partnered them kind of. Before they start the work that they do with delivery is such a good brand image, and they've partnered with them that kind of I think there and then killed a lot of why did you do that kind of thing from all
the delivery megapack has been absolutely vital for Microsoft Flight Simulator, because if it wasn't for them we would still be flying around with those horrible generic Asobo planes and all the rest of it, and the sim has become more advanced thanks to the livery mega pack, so it shouldn't affect their reputation. but unfortunately, it looks, from reading a lot of stuff already, it looks like it has a little bit. But then it's caused them to cut ties, so it'll work out better for them. Yeah, commentator, you're right. There's always something going on. I mean, I've not been in the sim community for years, so I think I've lost count and lost track about how bad some stuff can get, or how toxic things can get at times. But I've got to say, I'm surprised this time round.
So trivial and so childlike.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's not needed, especially when we're trying to complain to Asobo about all the issues they're creating, and all this does is distract from the message of trying to get the simulator fixed in itself.
So who's PTG? Is that Canadian Mods?
PDG is what was also known as MFS Mods. So they created this extra brand called Peacock Development Group, and they were the ones that were trying to teach people how to fly in the sim, selling the t-shirts for £25 and offering to develop a website for 30 quid and all this other stuff. So MFS Mods became PDG Group, which I think over the last 2 days their server changed as well. Let's have a little look at your screenshot. Nice. So you, by the looks of that, I'm going to assume you're on the South Island, flying maybe towards Christchurch or Queenstown. Is that right, Ian? Oh wait, there's a couple of screenshots actually. Oh wait, that's 2 minutes earlier, so I assume, yeah, I mean it's got the same username as well. I just don't read stuff properly anymore. I love the scenery around here at the moment. It's actually quite nice.
Yeah.
And it looks like Big Mountain's going to be another dirt strip. How far away are you from Big Mountain at the moment?
I've probably still got quite a while to go. You just got. I'm probably about 3-4 minutes behind.
Oh right, so now you somehow jumped behind again. Christchurch to Nelson. That was a good route. Make sure you go to. It's not available in the FlyUK New Zealand flights anymore, but make sure you fly over to Mount Cook anyway. It's definitely my favourite part of the world. In fact, I'll probably do another live stream with that over the next few weeks and fly into there on a live stream, because it is stunning, visually stunning. Mind you, the scenery here now is actually getting quite nice.
I can't fly into this one cloud that's in the way. It's not a big cloud.
Just close your eyes. Brief little bit of IFR.
Sticking true to VFR.
Round the cloud.
Round the cloud. It's a tiny cloud. Teeny weeny cloud, but it's right in the way. Let's have a look in. Have a look at that screenshot.
It is good. It's a good one.
Oh yes.
It's my favourite part of that, flying in FlyUK for the hours building was jetting around or buzzing about New Zealand. If any of you got suggestions for what you might want to see in a live stream over the next few weeks, then by all means let me know. If you want me to do particular routes, particular things, or cover a certain topic, then let me know in the Discord in that content suggestions tab. Because I want to make content that you guys want to see, so I'll take any suggestions. You might be right actually, David. Yeah, it is a military base, so it might well be paved. It probably will be paved, I suppose. It's highly likely to be. It should be directly ahead of us, so... Not that we can see that far into the distance with zoom lens, but... In fact, roughly, it's just going to be where my cursor is now, actually. That was Callum, that wasn't me. Say excuse me. I'm not sure if I can see you anymore on there. I don't know what your distance is, but I mean, I'm starting to descent from 5,000–6,000 feet already.
About 4 minutes.
Well, when you catch up, I'll basically just buzz around, and you can catch up. And I might be daring and might try a formation landing again because it's a military base. So why not? So I might be chasing you for a formation.
Got to say, I'm absolutely loving this scenery.
It's nice to see something different, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Those of you, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you click subscribe and keep an eye out on the live chat for Nightbot as well to follow the Discord server link, although I've noticed it's just saying it's not producing the link, is it?
I think you put it in the description if I'm not mistaken. Anyway.
Yeah. In absence of the Nightbot working, that's the that's the Discord. It should be showing that though for some reason. Oh, that's why. Good grief. Wrong variables. Saved. There we go. What's this auto DJ for Nightbot? I don't know, it didn't sound like there's particularly good songs on there.
And I thought they may be copyrighted or not, so...
Yeah. So the only thing with Nightbot at the moment is you can't get... the giveaways tab doesn't read live chat. So Nightbot doesn't do that, but... what I will be doing over the next few days, guys, is on the Discord setting up a giveaway. Especially if you especially if we hit that 500 subscribers. Once we hit that trigger for 500 subscribers, then I will be setting up a little giveaway on the Discord server, and it will probably be linked into a video on the channel somewhere that you might have to find, and there might be a second entry from that. So there'll be two things to give away. Basically, I'm going to purchase a Manchester Airport scenery add-on, and Mako Simulations are going to donate a second one as well, so that's going to give us our second prize. So there'll be 2 copies of Manchester Airport to give away again, for those of you who might not already have it. Let's have a little look. So we're 3 away from 500. It's almost like sunset now. This is an absolute stunning piece of scenery as we're flying in, with the weather being built in from Unreal Weather as well. It's creating like a really gloomy but stunning visual appearance.
What time of day have you got?
It's just it's like probably 11 o'clock in the morning now. Look at that. I'm going to drop that down for a little screenshot, I think.
So where you were when I said where we were before.
There we are. I've stuck that on the screenshots in the live in the Discord. It's So Nightbot's going crazy again with tons of
delay between each message.
look at that. That is absolutely stunning. On par with New Zealand almost. But not quite Mount Cook. That's still my absolute favourite. And the airport should be over on pretty much straight ahead. In fact, there it is.
It's like where it filters out again. Yeah, it's about there.
I'm pretty much overhead, to be fair.
No, I'm just starting to enter the lake.
Oh wait, no, I'm visual with a different airport. So if you on your Garmin 100, I suppose you see it on the live chat as well, I suppose. But that PFKK, that's pretty much what I'm about to pass. Let's remove some of these Nightbot things. No, it doesn't let me. Ah well. Right, the Discord.
I've put in the wrong message. I do apologise, Ian. Oh God, it doesn't allow me to do it. I'm not allowed to block a report. I apologise, Ian.
That's alright. I can still see it, but it's hidden. So there we go. I don't think we can delete Nightbot for some reason. It's not giving me an option to. It's just allowing me to. It's just saying put it in timeout. But it's fine. I'll have to just fiddle with the settings of Nightbot so it doesn't keep doing the same thing. It's got an 18-minute delay, weirdly enough.
18 minutes?
Yeah, but it's doing its own thing. Yeah, Ian, the tours are really good, especially now the A320's broken. It gives you something really nice to enjoy. So this Alaskan tour, as an example, through their flying club, it's am I right in saying, Callum? I think it said it's 22 hours with total duration.
Yeah, I've got a lot of ones. I've got 22 hours. I've got 45 hours. They've got a lot.
That's a lot.
Like the Southern Europe ones, like 70 hours or something long.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of time to
kill.
I could be wrong. But yeah, it's a long. So yeah, it's again, it adds something else to other than the base tours which are given in the sim.
Yeah, exactly. And when the autopilot and everything's broke so badly in the airliners, it gives us actually something to fly to and enjoy.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it's quite ironic, but I was pretty sure in the update now that they'd said they'd fixed autopilot. They've done a general all-around autopilot update.
They had, yeah, they had said that.
There's a bit of bad translation going on between French and English.
Whatever they've done, they've made it a hell of a lot worse. So apparently I should be, well, at least according to the Garmin map, I should probably have visual of that airport by now, but I still can't see it. Let's see, so, that's why I can't see it. I've just zoomed in enough, so that, you might be able to see it by now, Callum, on your one actually. On that magenta line, right in the distance in the lake, there's a hill, or like a tiny mountain. The airfield is literally on the other side of that.
I went on Google Maps. I cheated last time, and this time I've just gone for a plain old Garmin 1000 without the direct 2, so it's a nice, cool, tricky little VFR.
Yeah, David, I've only done the Balkans tour across Albania, Greece. I've only done that tour so far. And I think that was about 7, 8, 9 hours in length. I was going to do the Alaskan tour on this actually, within the sim. But I just, I think because I try and juggle the test flights for the A32NX project as well, it just gives me a lot to sort of do. And I end up losing track of certain trips or the tours. I started with Fly UK. They do an American Dreams tour, I think it's called, and I started doing that, and I got as far as Grand Canyon National Airport, and I've not flown any further. So I've made it 2/3 of the way around on the tour, but I haven't got any further than that, just because of testing flights and enjoying VATSIM as well. But I might have to finish that. I've got to go through Vegas, Phoenix, and a few others. And to be fair, thinking about it now, there's been an American update. It might be a good time to actually finish that tour.
So how much fuel you've got? About 275 pounds in each wing.
Yeah. Plenty. Almost. Well, just about enough. This weather's really turned though. Not so much clear skies anymore. Good question, David. So on the Fly UK tours, there's on the left-hand side of the screen there will be a list of approved aircraft. So for this one that we're doing today, the largest and heaviest aircraft you can fly on it is the Cessna Grand Caravan, and anything below that you can then fly. But anything over, it will track. Yeah. So Skytrack will pick up the aircraft you're in, and if it's not correct, it will refuse the flights.
So yeah, anything basically is up to the size of a Grand Caravan. So Cessna 17252, DA62, anything like that, you're below the maximum weight. So
yeah. Same with the airliner tours as well. As you progress through the ranks, so I've got up to Class A Captain with Fly UK now since August, and I've been able to unlock quite a lot of tours, but they require certain aircraft. So some of the tours you have to fly like the Dreamliner in the sim, or the 747-8, but they're just unusable, so I tend to avoid those. All of the other tours, they're pretty much, the A320neo is pretty much accepted on all of them. From memory.
So yeah, you've got kind of the Invel tours with all the things, and then you've got the Flying Club tours.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's Flying tours that anything you can fly, basically anything up to the Grand Caravan.
So some of the Fly UK tours still are quite, not anti Microsoft Flight Simulator, but they don't actually help. Oh, I could be flying straight in here. They don't actually support Microsoft Flight Simulator aircraft still, frustratingly. So some of the tours you do have to you can't do. They require a -8 or something like that.
Just stand by. Just need to nip out for 30 seconds.
No worries. So that's us overhead now, guys. We're going to wait for Callum to catch up, a couple of minutes behind. And then I'm going to try to do a formation landing with him, I think, and just see what happens. What's the latest METAR? 020 at 8 knots. So it's going to be a crosswind. It's a random military base in the middle of nowhere, with absolutely nothing on it. And then there should be a building there, weirdly enough. So at some point in the next few minutes we'll see Callum catching up just the other side of this hill. That's another airport flashing away in the distance over there. Thought that might have been his nav lights or something. And then we'll be landing on this this runway here behind us. Yeah, so we're doing a yeah, I suppose I could have been a bit clearer with that actually. We're doing a Fly UK Flying Club tour. So the Flying Club as well, actually, the Flying Club tours don't coincide with hours building, so they don't actually rack up your hours in the sense of you then gaining a promotion with the virtual airline. It's more of a like an enjoyment thing. As Callum was saying earlier, they sometimes do events where everybody connects and you go and do these flying club flights together, which is quite cool. Just reading your bit from Wiki there, David. Probably right actually with the Cold War. 1956 is part of the wireless comms system, so yeah, that's going to be Cold War era. Okay, well, that's quite cool then. So I mean, yeah, if it wasn't for some of these flying club tours, we would have just been flying into big international airports, and I suppose you don't find cool little historical airfields like this because you're not really exploring as much. So we'll fly manually back round towards the airport for now. I'm just trying to bring our speed down so that Callum catches up. And
I'm back.
Oh, nice one. I was just having a look at the latest METAR from Unreal Weather, and it's showing wind 020 at 8 knots. The runway is kind of west and east facing, so I've headed over the airfield back towards the lake, or back out to the lake on the other side, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
In fact, I can see your nav lights in the distance coming into view now. Let's turn Alt, heading bank. It's interesting, the autopilot warning, having disconnected it, there's no way for me to get rid of that visual warning.
I don't know how you'll get that. I'm not getting that issue, but I'm using the G1000 mod, and it's worked flawlessly.
See, I uninstalled the G1000 mod because I thought that was causing some of my crash to desktops from the patch. So maybe I need to download that again, because I think I'm going to be doing a lot more in the sim with GA. We could follow that road there actually, guys, those of you watching. We could follow that road back to that Cold War airstrip that David's googled and found a lot about. So I'm the other side of the hill, Callum, pretty much around where left base would kind of be. I'm hoping, those of you in the stream, I'm hoping over the next week or so we'll be able to bring you some liveries that we're creating for the channel. Callum's having a good go at trying to create the Cessna Caravan, and I've got a livery artist creating a. I've drawn it up today. It looks incredible, but yes, it's down to the designer to sort of change and tweak it as he wants. I'm trying to create an A320 livery as well, which is going to look awesome. So I'm hoping I'll be able to bring that to show you guys over the next few weeks, or at least have some of the liveries ready for the group flight on Sunday.
I'll hopefully have my Grand Caravan ready if that's what you're going to be flying, and
I'll be definitely in that. If the livery's ready for that, I'll be definitely wearing those stripes in that paint scheme.
Right, kind of here. Is it showing up as what's the
PABM, I think it's showing up as Papa Alpha Bravo Mike.
I'm pretty close as well.
Let's just roll wings level, see if I can see you. Have you flown over the hill yet?
Yeah, I'm past it.
Okay, so you should see an old, like a Cold War strip.
Look at your stream.
060 at 13 knots now is the wind. Oh, I can see you now, you're over the hill currently. So directly in front of you, on the base of the hill, you should see a concrete strip.
Okay, how does the runways work?
And it's looks like it's going to be a runway heading of 050 degrees.
Cool, thanks.
10 GA liveries to download from FlyUK.
Oh yeah, they're all there for day 6. Basically, all the default GA stuff has its livery. It's very,
Good
they do look
grief.
very nice.
I need to catch up with all this sort of stuff then. I had no idea. I'm about 2,000 feet now, and I'm just going to. I'm pretty much riding stall to try and help you catch up, so that I can try and land. I'm going to try and land behind you again, but like right on your tail. So I've got to try and catch, match your speed.
Inertial separator can come back in. Max RPMs.
Got to keep that nose down a little bit because I've got flaps on max. That's probably why I missed it then. Hello Mako Sims, welco. Welcome. Nice to see your Manchester airport scenery has been really popular. It's been much admired from what I've seen actually on forums and things as well.
Right, which way? Is the runway looking to the cold?
050. So head over the lake towards where I am, and then we'll be flying that runway heading back over towards the hill.
You should see me onto your rear 6 o'clock, about 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I've just turned around. So you're directly over the airfield now, as far as I can see.
I'll do like down on my protection down. And to be honest, I think it's a bit nicer to fly sometimes these stuff because sometimes in an airline you can feel very like secluded because the autopilot's doing it all. With this, you still got to do a bit of
flying the airliners in the sim as well. It's very procedural, whereas this is sort of just you enjoy the scenery, which I think is what Asobo wants. Really, they want you to enjoy the scenery rather than question the performance of the aircraft. But
right, I'll let you go in first, and I'll come in for a nice shot in with you. So we'll start turning.
Sure, I'm going to try. I was going to try and get in a little formation behind you.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
Say again?
I've got you. You go in for normal approach. I've got your visual.
Okay. Are you going to try and form up with me behind?
Yeah. I got you. You all sorted?
Oh yeah, I'm on finals now.
Cool.
Interested in knowing that this is a little Cold War strip. Whoa, a little bumpy there. It's a little crosswind kicking in.
I'm gonna have to go around again.
Yeah?
I'm in a bit hot. I apologise.
Well then everybody's going to have to watch and rate your landing. Although on VATSIM it's a little bit odd.
Yeah.
Almost right in the stall. There we go, lovely. A little bounce. God, I feel like I'm part of the Cold War.
We are. See you down. Oh, you should see me.
Oh yeah, coming in hot.
Oh, I'm not. I'm at 80 knots. I'll do it by then. About 75, that's about perfect.
Let's see if I can catch you on drone cam.
Nice one.
So that's where VATSIM goes a bit odd, because it's looked to me then as if you crashed into the ground and disappeared underneath it.
Pretty nice landing.
Ian,
Yeah.
thank you. Over a bit of grass. I just had that mild panic then of realising I don't really know where I'm going. Just driving away.
40 years at a time.
There we go. This little concrete square in the middle of nowhere. You can't open the doors yet on these Cessna Caravans, can you?
No, that's
annoying.
For 21 to 22 for all default aircraft. It's a little wait by the time you're gonna.
There we go. Part brake on. There we go, Nightbot sensed the end there. So make sure you click that subscribe button, folks, while you're here if you haven't done it already. If you have, really appreciate you guys always coming back. I hope you enjoy these live streams. Get the engine and things off. Fuel boost off. The starter in this seems to click itself back on all the time. I don't really know why.
I don't have that issue.
Beacon, strobes, landing, landing, landing. Oh, there you go. I was wondering where you went then. That's it, with a pushback team ready. They've been there. The pushback team have been there, David, since 1979 when the airfield got abandoned. So they've had to wait a long time for us to fly in. But they've joined us nonetheless. Anyway, make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and thank you all for watching the live stream. Thanks to Callum for jumping in and flying with us.
Good as always.
Join us on the Discord, and make sure as well you follow the I'm just reading a message on Discord, sorry. Make sure you join us on Discord and we'll sort out information for the group flight. I'd imagine by Sunday we'll have tipped over 500 subscribers, so it'll be Sunday around midday sometime. We'll be flying around Greece, so join us there. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you all again very soon. Let's see.